Have you been considering picking up a Carvera Air for your shop? Well, in today's video, I'm going to be doing a full unboxing so that you can get a feel for what it'll be like when yours shows up. So full transparency, Carvera reached out to me and they sent me a Carvera Air for free so that I could do a review video. But to be honest with you, I'm going to be doing a full series of videos on the Carvera Air because I actually purchased a Carvera back in, I think it was 2023 with my own money. It was around $5,000. Since then, I've actually sold that machine, but not because I did not like their performance. I sold it because I didn't have a ton of space here, and to be honest with you, I wasn't really using it that much on my personal time because I had so much other things going on with my business. That being said, I actually sold it to the company that I work for right now. I got really lucky that they wanted to buy it, and so now I use it every single week at my job. So I've got a good amount of experience, and I'll be able to compare the Carvera Air directly to the bigger brother, the Carvera, and I can give you guys some cool insights. And I can show you all kinds of cool tips and tricks and things that I've learned after owning the Carvera and now the Carvera Air. All right, I've made you guys wait long enough. Let's jump into the Carvera Air unboxing. Funny enough, this box actually showed up and it's got some blood on it, which is really funny. That just goes to show this thing is really heavy. It's very awkward to carry around, and it looks like somebody maybe tried to do that and got hurt in the process. So just be careful. Okay, feels like an MDF like topped this thing or something. And this is what it looks like. So you get a big, huge Carvera, it's like sticker. And then you probably can't see this one, but it's got like the Carvera logo and then some white Carvera letters. Looks like another sticker maybe, or a poster. And then same thing, here's like a negative of this one. Pretty cool. On the very top, it's got an unboxing guide. Okay, it's saying, remove the protective foam from the top. With the help of another person, carefully lift the machine out of the box. Now, the Carvera, when I unboxed my Carvera, it actually had some damage. I think it had some damage to the paneling, the outside, the body paneling. So I'm curious if this one will have damage as well. I really hope it doesn't. So far, it seems like it's pretty well packaged. Okay, I'm thinking about the best way to do this by myself. Okay. Voila. Voila. I did it by myself. Please don't do that at home, please. It's like another MDF sheet. I'm going to keep these for spoil boards. Before we continue on to the fun part, I want to give a quick shout out to this video's sponsor, PCBWay. While they are renowned for PCB prototyping and assembly, they also offer a comprehensive 3D printing service. Whether you're working with FDM, SLA, SLS, or even metal 3D printing, PCBWay provides high-quality prints with a variety of materials. Their platform is very user-friendly. Just upload your design, fill out the required fields, and PCBWay will handle the rest. And it does not stop there. They also offer advanced CNC machining services, sheet metal fabrication, injection molding, and pretty much any manufacturing method that you can think of. So if you're looking for a comprehensive manufacturing partner, PCBWay is a perfect choice. I'll be showcasing some machined parts from PCBWay in a future video, so if you're curious how those turn out, subscribe to watch my upcoming content. Head over to PCBWay.com for more information, or click my affiliate link in the description so that you can get a cash discount on your first order. Thank you so much, PCBWay, for sponsoring this video. So I've now got it up on my toolbox. I just need to turn it around. It's pretty easy. It's not super heavy once it's on the surface. It's just getting it on the surface. That's kind of the hard part. Okay. Now what's pretty cool is on the side portions of the machine, there are some areas that are pretty easy to grab. So it's almost like handles, not really, but you can use them that way. So it's not too bad to lift it up. You guys can kind of see what it looks like next to an H2D. So it's definitely not a small machine. And if you take a look at it kind of next to a P1S, I would say it's about the size of a P1S or an X1 Carbon, and definitely smaller than the Bamboo H2D if you want to compare it like that. So the lid or the hood does not have like hydraulic hinges. It's essentially just on like a slot system. So once you pick it up, you have to slide it back for it to lock in place. Very interesting. Contrast there between this one and the Carvera. The Carvera is on like assisted hinges or hydraulic hinges, or I guess you could say pneumatic hinges. So like piston hinges. I don't know. Okay, here are some goodies inside of my combo. Obviously, depending on which one you purchase, you'll get different stuff that come with it. As you can see, the 4th axis is tucked away in there. Super excited for that. Okay, so I was able to carefully like rotate the 4th axis around the spindle, and I was able to get it out. So that's what the 4th axis looks like inside of the machine. Okay, it looks very nice. This bed looks very professional, looks very nice. Okay, another nice peel. So far the fit and finish looks good. I do see one thing over here. It's not a big deal, but this like body piece, this frame down here is like die-cast aluminum. So it looks like it's really strong and well built down there. And there's some cable managing going on under there. Some huge linear rods and a nice big linear screw or ball screw. Okay. Okay, so this is just showing you how the lid locks. Okay, and there's a button right here. I've been seeing this is like a status button, like a continue button almost. So when you need to do a tool change, you can click this button and it'll basically resume a job. Also, this thing does have a like lever tool change system, so a quick swap bit system, which is pretty sweet. The Carvera, the bigger brother, has an actual tool changer, which I have come to love. So I'm hoping that this quick swap system isn't too much of a downgrade. And it definitely seems like it's really easy to do so far. Okay, now I'm gonna take a look at these smaller boxes here. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I had to reorganize my toolbox a little bit, at least in terms of what's sitting on top. Before I had my X1 Carbon right here and my H2D over there, but my X1 Carbon right now is on the ground. I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do because I have no more space. I think I might end up selling a P1S or two. So yeah. Okay, really quick, I'm going back through the kind of first thing that I unboxed with the manual. And one thing I really want to note is right here, I don't know if you guys can spot that in the video, but there's a yellow sticker that indicates a switch for the voltage that you have. So depending on where you're located in the world, you'll have different standard voltages for your outlets. So make sure you switch which voltage your outlets have for the machine. The unboxing guide is really simple and really quick, so it's not too much of a setup process. They also come with some pretty cool stickers, and then it comes with the instruction manual and then the examples guide as well. And then they also sent some MDF spoil boards, and this has the same hole pattern as the bed. So this mounts directly over top of the bed, and it's really clean. And I prefer these over like the spare spoil boards that they send. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, so first box comes with the laser module, and it's got some laser safety glasses as well. So if you go for the laser module edition or package, you will get this pretty nifty laser in the box. Pretty sweet. With a nice little reflection shroud, it looks like. I dig that. I haven't really used lasers much, so I'm kind of excited to try it out with this machine. My Carvera also had a laser module, but I just never got around to using it because I was so focused on learning how to program the thing in the first place. So, oh boy, I'm very excited. So just like the Carvera, the regular one, you get a nice toolkit to house all of your tools, obviously. Very nice, very organized. Apologize if you hear any screaming in the background. That's actually my son, my 6-month-old. He's not having a good time right now. Anyways, low profile L bracket, of course. So yeah, like I said, this is the low profile L bracket. This is the one that I use most often, and it's just going to index right here on the left corner of your machine. And that's what you're going to use to index stock. That's mainly for one-sided operations. So it's not really useful or super good to use for double-sided operations because it might not be perfectly square and your stock might not be perfectly square. And I'm super excited to show you guys what you can do about that so you can do double-sided machining. That was something that I was really struggling with for a long time, figuring out how to do with these machines, but I have since just recently actually figured it out. So anyways, we've got our, I believe these are M5 screws. These are what you use in combination with your little clamps, and you use these clamps to lock down your stock on the bed. And here are your 4mm pins. These dowel pins you use to like really accurately index things against the bed. So there are like dowel pin locations on the bed itself. They send you a tool for mounting all of your stock and clamps. Yeah, this is the spindle collet, like changing tool basically. This allows you to undo your collet and then retighten it in place, or unscrew your collet and then tighten a new collet in place. And then here is the bits collar tool. So you use this to put collars on your bits. And then obviously inside of here, there are more bits as well. There are corn bits, chamfering bits, flat end mills, and engraving bits inside of this. So there you go. All right, now onto the accessories box. Okay, I think this is spare bits, so I'm gonna put this aside and we'll open that in a second. Comes with the phone/pad holder, side mounted, which I like. Power cable. Comes with some backup screws. This must be for the machine. Some bits collars, or bit collars. Here's more spare tools. Put that over here. And then here's a origin like setter basically. So you can put this on a corner of your stock and set your origins. Safety goggles. Spare limit switch, just in case one of yours fails, I guess. USB cable. And then an e-stop button. This thing is awesome. Make sure you set up your e-stop buttons, okay? Especially for those of you who are learning for the first time. You're gonna wanna plug this in, have it set up, just in case you program a job and it goes south and you're about to break a bit or hurt your machine. So, okay, it looks like they sent a variety of things. I've got some Spiralo single flute, like square end mills of various sizes. Looks like they gave me some corn bits, engraving bits, drill bits. So kind of a variety of things in that little package there. And then I really hope it's more bits. It is more bits. And collars. Thank you, Makera. Super happy about that. Oh, okay. And it looks like it comes with some other necessary things as well. Okay, so they sent over some like bit adapters or like collars basically. All right, and then here's a nice, they sent me a 1/4" spindle collet, which I am super happy about because I love putting bigger bits in these machines. So it looks like just with the it looks like the same way the Carvera had it set up, you can essentially just swap the collets and you can get, or you can use a variety of different bit sizes. I think it's 1/8 inch, then I want to say it's 1/4 inch, and I think it's 3mm and 6mm, something like that. Maybe it's 4mm and 6mm. And they sent me some 1/4 inch bit collars as well, and those, yeah, those are kind of just loose, so I'm going to have to put those in a bag. Okay, and then here are some of the kind of adjustable clamps that the machine comes with. We'll definitely be using these in the future. And then here is an L bracket. This is for indexing stock on the machine. And I have one here, which I'm surprised. Typically they send, with the regular Carvera, they sent 2. They send like a low profile one and a thicker one, but this one's just the thick one. So maybe I'll get another one somewhere else. And then a ton of other bits. We got ball nose bits. We got spiral O, square end mills, thread milling bits. That's freaking sweet. I'm glad they sent me those. Nice. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Let's get this power cable undone here. So one of my favorite things about my Husky toolbox is there's a cool like outlet strip on the right side of it. So I should be able to hook this thing up to power really easily. I'm not gonna turn anything on yet because I still have more stuff to go through. So here's the materials box. They send over some PCBs. If you wanna make some custom PCBs, a little aluminum square. This is the epoxy tooling board. They sent 2 like waste boards. And then this is ABS like plastic stock. I might use this for a tool holder or a bit holder. And then also some nice thick acrylic sheets. I think I already have a really cool project planned for this one because I've done it at work already. And that's gonna be fun to show you guys in the future. Little sanding block, some double-sided tape. This is like a practice PCB, I believe, with one of the projects. Sand block. And a little saw, I believe. Yeah, a little mini handsaw for cutting tabs. Okay, now that we've gone through that, let's go ahead and put this stuff back. Gosh, okay. That is what the 4th axis module looks like. As you can see, pretty sweet. I'm definitely really excited to give this thing a whirl. I've already used it before on the Carvera, but this is the upgraded 4th axis. The Carvera package that I bought was actually, it had the original 4th axis, which is not this one. They have since upgraded it. So I believe it's closed loop control now. I can't remember exactly what's different about the two, but this is the upgraded 4th axis. So I'm pretty excited to use this thing in the future. Now, let me just peel this off. You know, I do want to say, I think Makera, like, I understand this is their budget, like, version of their Carvera series, but I don't know. I'm not super happy with this, like, hood system. I don't know. I guess I'm just spoiled because of the Carvera's opening system. The opening system on the Carvera is much more refined. It feels much more refined than this. So I don't know. I would like to see them kind of improve this. I understand that this is the budget machine. They're cutting costs where they can. And it seems like maybe they're cutting costs in areas that are less important. And they wanted to kind of save the budget as much as possible for the hardware, for the mechanics of the machine. So we're definitely going to find out how this thing runs. All right, enough talk, enough waiting. Let's switch the Carvera Air on so you guys can see what it looks like. Okay, so I really like the indicator light here. This is an addition. This is new to the Carvera Air. This is not something that was on the Carvera or that is on the Carvera, so I like that a lot. Or this is, I guess you could call it a status bar or a status indicator light. The dust shoe is also different, and I would say that this is an improved design. The one on the Carvera is mounted on like a little linear rail, and it oftentimes gets jammed up on stuff. And I've actually cut into it a couple times on different occasions. And I think I even broke it once, but I managed to glue it back together. So it looks like this is kind of an improved design. I think this just magnetically attaches down here, it looks like. Okay, yeah, nice. So it magnetically attaches. And it looks like the slits in the shoe are long enough that they basically reach the very top of, or I guess you could say this, the bottom of the spindle. So in other words, like at a full depth of cut, these things will be able to move out of the way. So I like that. Now, one feature to note that this does not have, that the Carvera does have, is its own dust collection. So this thing has a dust collection hookup, so you can hook up your shoe to a shop vac. Basically, it doesn't have its own internal dust collection. The Carvera, the regular Carvera, has its own internal dust collection system, which is pretty nice if you don't want to have to run a shop vac on the side because shop vacs can be pretty loud. And I will say that the built-in dust collection on the Carvera is pretty quiet. Like overall, that machine's pretty quiet. Like you could run it at home and it wouldn't be too much of a nuisance. So, all right, guys, I think I'm gonna call it there. You know, this was just meant to be an unboxing video to give you guys an idea of what it's gonna be like when your machine shows up. I'm gonna be doing in-depth reviews and project videos with this machine. I think I'm actually gonna do a series because I have a lot that I want to say and I have a lot that I've learned and I wanna share with you guys who are beginners with CNC machining. So make sure you stay tuned. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon so you know when my next video drops. And then don't forget to comment with what kinds of projects you want to see me do on this machine. All right, this has been Sam with Muxlo Makes. Thank you so much for watching.